to St. Elizabeth. It was because I'm so amazed at the support that you all have given this family, the love that these musicians have shown for this wonderful man. I met Ron Sutton Sr. at Garrison Elementary School when it was on Vermont Avenue and R Street Northwest. I will not tell you all how long ago that's been, but I will tell you all that Ron and Kenny Smith, I was a little girl with 3 plaits, a long time ago. They used to plait your hair, had a big braid right on the side and 2 plaits in the back. And I had gold ribbons that my mama and grandmama sent me to school. And Ron Sutton Sr. and Kenny Smith used to chase me through the alley and pull my bows off. And so one day I was looking at Facebook and I saw Ron Sutton Jr. And I called him and I said, I know somebody, or I knew somebody named Ron Sutton. He said that was my daddy, and him and I got to be friends. And it was just such a wonderful experience, George, to have this young man who had so much love for this great music. I come to you as Assistant Minister of Metropolitan AME, that's the African American Methodist Episcopal Church on M Street Northwest, one of the last churches, black churches in the city that still survive. I come to you as chair of the DC Legendary Musicians Incorporated. I come to you as a programmer for WPFW Radio FM. I come to you as the chair of the Howard Theater Community Committee. I come to you to acknowledge for the mayor of the District of Columbia, Mayor Muriel Bowser. Her letter reads, as mayor of the District of Columbia, I wish to express my deepest condolences for the loss of your loved one, Ronald Sutton Jr. Mr. Sutton was a native Washingtonian, attended the District of Columbia Public Schools, as well as a graduate of Duke Ellington. Mr. Sutton was well known as a jazz saxophonist who performed in many jazz venues throughout the Washington metropolitan area and throughout this country. Ron, as he was called, was a gentleman of distinction. He was a gentleman of honor. As you gather to celebrate all that's special about Ron Sutton Jr., let us remember his distinctive, smooth saxophone sound. May you find strength in the love of family and the warm embrace of friends to help you through this difficult time. On behalf of the residents of the District of Columbia, I wish you peace and comfort in your days ahead. Mayor Muriel Bowser, Mayor of the District of Columbia. I bring you condolences from Council Member Robert White, Council Member at Large of the District of Columbia, Anita Barnes, at Large of the District of Columbia, Vincent Gray, Ward 7 of the District of Columbia. I bring you condolences from the staff and the programmers of WPFW 89.3 on the radio. I bring you condolences from the DC Legendary Musicians Incorporated as its chair. I bring you condolences condolences from Metropolitan AME its pastor, Reverend William Bill Lamar. I bring you all of those condolences, and I also bring you condolences from the city of Wilmington, Delaware. Sponsors Council Member Xanthia Oliver and Council President Hanifa Shabazz. Whereas we, the members of the Wilmington City Council, feel it's befitting to express our deepest sympathy and sincerest condolences to the bereaved family of Ron Sutton, the beloved saxophonist who performed at the 107th inauguration of Wilmington City Council. And whereas Ronald Anthony Sutton Jr. was born to Ron and Virginia Sutton on January 27, 1963 in Washington, D.C. Y'all know there's a whole lot of Washingtonians in the house. Native Washingtonians in the house.
I ain't know what's the native name.
Whereas Sutton's playing was built upon the bebop vernacular of Charlie Parker and reflected his training in D.C.'s traditional steeped jazz community. His sprightly and angular phrases had their own distinctive flavor, often moving in exciting and unexpected directions, fusing the old with the new. Whereas Sutton was among a cohort of young musicians who came of age in DC's late 1970s and went on to apprentice with some of jazz's mid-century greats. Before and during his time in high school at Duke Ellington School for the Arts, Sutton took part in the Tony Taylor's Let 'Em Play program, where he met many fellow youngsters who would also go on to become professional musicians. Whereas raised in a musical family, Sutton also studied as a child with saxophonist Fred Foss, quickly catching the attention of great jazz at a young age. Soon after, saxophonist Jackie McLean offered Sutton a full scholarship to the jazz program. He ran the University of Hartford Hart School of Music. And whereas Sutton was known to many as Uncle Ron, and his warm personality endured him to many well beyond his immediate family. He was a beautiful, kind soul who dedicated his life playing his saxophone and making his people happy through music. Now therefore, be it resolved by the Council of the City of Wilmington that this council extends its prayers and sympathy to the family of Ron Sutton and those close friends and associates who will continue to cherish personal memories and celebrate Ron's legacy. And it is signed by the City Clerk of Wilmington, Delaware.
Somewhere. That's what I'm saying. You gotta draw the line.
Everybody loved Ron.
Yes.
Everybody loved Ron. Let me ask Talisa if she'll come and read the obituary. Here she is.
Okay, good. We know you can read. We know you can read, sis. You went to the college.
Good evening, everyone. I'm not going to hold you long. A lot of his obituary was read. I'm going to read some things that were not already stated by the many people who have gathered here to love on my family in support of my uncle. I will, on behalf of the family, thank you all for your support, your loving kindness, your tenderness, your donations, your phone calls, your prayers, your text messages, your Facebook posts, Your honoring the memory of my uncle is so greatly appreciated. You do not understand the insurmountable love that we have for you, as we could not have gotten through this time without the love of you all in this room. So again, thank you so very much. A few things to be noted for Uncle Ron is he loved nothing more than his saxophone. He often stated that that was his wife and his children. And would never turn down the opportunity to play it for the children, his nieces and nephews. It could be This Mary Mac, Old MacDonald. He would do it with great joy as if he was standing in front of millions and making them sing on beat. Uncle Ron, a character, personality, those who knew to know him was to love him. There was a very special relationship he had with my grandmother, Virginia Sutton, who is not here today. But I am comforted in knowing that they have met again. I will say that he is survived by two sisters, Whitney and Lisa Sutton, a stepmother, Diane Sutton, a aunt, Barbara Chapman, Uncle Linwood, Uncle Louis Talley Jr., Aunt Joan, a host of nieces and nephews, too many to list in this program, and relatives, too many to list in this program, and a very special friend and often referred to as the love of his life, Monica and Joshua. We are very proud of Uncle Ronnie and all of his accomplishments. We know that oftentimes we don't give those their flowers while they can smell them. But I am so glad to know that I believe that Uncle Ronnie knew that we loved him and that we supported jazz music, his music. And my family, to look out there to see all of you here, fills our heart with such joy. There is nothing more that we can say to George. We owe you a Noman's, you did a Noman's task here. Without asking, without prompting, he stepped right on in, and it was whatever you all need, it will be done, don't worry. And I thank God for you because it was a piece in this process that you had a big hand in. So I'm very thankful to you. My family is very thankful to you. We thank you. We thank you for your hospitality and you opening your doors to us. And
Everybody love Ron.
Yeah, I love him. Crazy, baby.
We're gonna have some special music. George, you leading this? We got a spot in our program for some special music. Okay, go ahead.
Young Moolah, baby.
We're going to, this song is by the late, great Shirley Horn, and we're going to have Brother James Zimmerman come up and sing Shirley's classic, Here's to Life.
It's on. It's desk.
Let's give James a nice round of applause. He's from Washington, D.C. I've been doing this brother the last 30 years. Yeah, James. Ron Sutton was a friend, and he reached out to musicians like me who learned when I learned on the bandstand, and when I felt confident enough to have my own gig. I went to Twins, and I was a bit nervous to ask musicians to participate with me, but Ron was one that I would call on, and Cheney Thomas and a few others, and I was just thankful. So here I could see that he lived his life fully, and this saxophone was a part of him. I'd just like to share this tune that was written for Joe Williams, but Shirley Horn stole it. Yes, sir. No complaints and no regrets. I still believe in chasing dreams and placing bets. For I have learned that all you give is all you get. So you give it all you got. I've had my share, I drink my fill, and even though I'm satisfied, I'm hungry still to see what's down another road beyond the hill, and do it all again. So here's to life and every joy it brings. Here's to life, to dreamers and their dreams. Funny how the time just flies, how one can go from warm balloons to sad goodbyes and leave you with the memories you memorized to keep your winters warm. But there's no yes